Digby.
Oh,
Dark.
what's dark?
It's you. Tender.
Hello.
Rose? Okay, assumably still getting food. And Sideline.
Yo.
Welcome back to Widdershin Teachings. It's been a hot minute that we've had the majority of the party together, because life. And in the meantime, that has happened, there's been a few things that have gone on. Largely, the party has explored the first floor of the basement, which I'll flash up very quickly. Wait, where is it? Here. So, after first of all clearing the exit, allowing them to... Oh, hey, Torin. You're just in time for us doing the introduction-y thingy.
I'm going to be listening in. Don't mind me.
Of course, he'd
Okay.
turn up just as I was rearranging things. Curse you!
I apologize for nothing.
Don't you have your things on like a preset thing?
I don't have one for when Torrent's not here.
Fair.
I mean, that sounds like poor insight.
I mean,
mean,
more it's like he's now here, so now you have...
No,
one
in
that
fairness,
you
I
need.
doubt you had any for when I wasn't here.
Oh, I do actually, because yours oddly lines up well for when other people aren't here as well.
Fair enough. Like, I was about to say, I don't tend to be missing that often.
No.
Yes. The last time the party explored the Spore-laden Cavern, where they travelled northwards, crossing up across the Crystal Spires, where we fought some Crystal Vipers and, strangely, a Crystal Carrion Golem, which we managed to defeat by...
Nothing.
Which you managed to defeat by dropping a stalactite. Did I get that right?
It hangs tight to the ceiling.
Then yes, I got that right. Dropping a stalactite on it with a little bit of fey luck from it, boss. Afterwards,
I caused so much chaos.
Afterwards, they passed by the giant weapons, where they discovered the souls of 3 ancient swords people, who were waiting there for, well, to issue a challenge to any sword wielder who came across them. Feeling, well, not especially well equipped for that, the party ended up heading south towards this tower, where after solving a puzzle they found that it is a safe resting place where inside they can clear the effects of the floor. And that basically brings us back to where we are now. Which, basically, I can't remember, last time did you decide just to leave, or were you gonna, like, do more in the day?
It was basically chill here. Make sure the centipede wasn't going to kill us or following us, and then head out.
Fair.
And then we were going to go get Ren and see if we can get him to kill a bunch of swordsman people. And then maybe also Alana, though she doesn't use a sword.
Yes, because there was theories that a certain someone might prefer that as a infomorph compared to what he currently has.
I'll bring back the big centipede then. Well, I can tell you now, from your vantage point of the tower, you can certainly see that the centipede is investigating the area where the crystals are, though it doesn't appear to be moving from there quite yet. So should you wish, you're free to go and get your friends.
Friend!
Mm-hmm.
Queens, which means I just need Ren's token, I believe. It's gonna be huge, yep.
Different acquaintances.
Yeah, close enough. It takes you roughly like an hour, but you can return topside, where you can also restock anything that you may need. Ren and welcome back, Rose. Basically, the intro covered that they're coming back out from the basement.
Ren, Alana, get off your asses. We need you.
Now, Ren and Alana for the past few days have been basically being power trained by Gamut, who's much more familiar with training to more martially inclined people than the horde of spellcasters that is the rest of the party. And Aaron.
And a cripple.
It's like, how do I even train you? You're so brittle!
You're, not far off, honestly.
It's like, I look at you when you snap.
Alright, missing one this way.
Free action activates Frightful Aura.
I scream as I have a -1 will to fear effects.
He cannot, unfortunately, do that while he's a person. The only thing he can do is use his breath attacks.
I mean, if you become not a person.
Yeah, he's not doing that here.
Yogamut, we're gonna steal your students. You can. I think it's like time for your afternoon nap, anyways.
What, my grandpa?
mean, kinda.
Word.
You
mean,
are
it's
pretty
A.
old.
A, it's been a tradition since you've arrived. B, you look like you need it. And C, you seem to enjoy it.
I'll have you know I'm a young adult. Well, you are free to take your friends. Good
Cool.
for a break anyway.
C, enjoy your nap, big guy.
He just casually flips you a finger before
I flip
walking
my
off.
finger back. Best friends.
Aaron Silverwork antagonizes Dragon.
Ipos not know that how best friends greet. Flips Evan the finger.
It puts the finger.
New best friend signs.
Stands there awkwardly with negative charisma.
All right, Ren, we need to actually A, we found you a gift. B, we need to make a party decision.
Okay.
1, we found you a triumvirate of rather
Warrior
impressive
spirits.
warrior spirits, yeah, which seem to be mostly thought forms, as maybe soul forms as well, though I can't make statements on that. And I don't think I would leave it up to the option for you to make an infomorph out of those before we disperse them.
I briefly look just to his left. To all of you, just nothing, but he's looking almost like he's probably looking at something to his left.
Yeah, you good there, Chief?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Because there's okay.
I mean, I do already have an infomorph.
I figured that you might want a choice selection.
Thought maybe one better suited for you. If you're happy with what you have, then yay. But if not, then other option.
Because last time I checked, you got that infomorph from, like, I don't know, the mental equivalent of a sewer and a nightmare and a kick in the balls. Triumvirate of kick in the balls, sewer, and dumpster fire. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's bad.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be bad. I mean, that's where I get most of my crafting materials. I agree. But I figured I'd leave open the option and maybe perhaps, and besides, you don't even need to take an infomorph, but frankly, you're the only person here who actually uses a sword. So we could, buff you up, cover you in magic, tell you to have at it, and you can see if you can kick one of their asses.
Out of character, it's also an option for the entire party to fight from, but then it'll be a 3-on-6 or however many people it ends up being you bring.
Personally, I think the bonuses are going to be a bit more special if you take one on mano y mano. I would do warn you, however, these thought forms are about as talented as our instructors, though they lack diversity.
Right. Ren pauses for a moment thinking about that.
They kind of are only ass kicking now. You can give it a shot.
I'm willing to give it a try.
All right. I can help you up on magic juice before you go in. Let's do that.
I'll probably do the same to myself.
And B, we need a party plan. I got us a guide. He has been greatly helpful, but we are at a bit of a crossroads. There's the jungle that we could go to, which has a located Terran reality that we could use our portal device on, though I have no promise that it actually leads to where we want it to go. I would have to get there and look at it. Or B, there's the pit, which, as described, is a pit. It goes real deep, real fast, and is full of hate, apparently.
Is bad place.
Oh no, yeah, it's Alana, you make me more familiar with this. Do you know what plane is described as the pit?
There's a pause before Lana's kind of frowns and goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh."
Yeah, it'll get us closer to where we're going, I think, but it's the pit.
Well, people actually have given you some notes about where the pit leads, which, thankfully, does not lead to the actual fucking abyss.
Oh.
Instead leads to a floor called the Vastigan Sewers, which is renowned for being filled with oozes and other sorts of very unpleasant monsters to fight. But more notably, he noted that the pit is guarded by a nasty creature known as a Botus worm, which basically it's a big pain in the ass because it constantly leaks several different fluids that have different effects, such as you taking a shit ton of acid damage, getting stuck to the floor, and such.
Did I hear oozes and other kinds of low AC creatures?
Yes.
Yes.
But don't worry.
It's if it's branding we're looking for, that does have the most branding. I figured I'd bring it up. I agree with Ash, who brought this up earlier, where we should go to the jungle to check out that spatial disturbance first. But I think the pitch should be as an open discussion. Don't everyone talk at once, I mean. Come on, guys. It's the pit. Come on, you love pits.
T-Mac,
Yes.
Do-
Oh my
is our knowledge on the Botus worm just kind of blocked by what we know, or can we roll to learn more about it?
You can certainly roll to get a better judge of what the fuck it is.
Which knowledge would that be?
That would be dungeoneering or nature.
It's the pit. You love the pit.
Okay then. Anna, you indeed know a few things about a Botus worm. First things, it's a huge magical beast, very well armored and also very tanky. Beyond that, its main danger doesn't actually come from its natural attacks, though it has several which kind of hurt, for instance a bite and 4 spines. Its main danger comes from the fact that it has an ability called Sebaceous Flood. Each round, the Botus worm can cause a forceful discharge of fluid from the pores that line its body, affecting each creature within 10 feet of it. An example of some of these is an acidic flood, which deals 10d4 acid damage. Another one is a sticky flood, which will cause every creature within 10 foot to become stuck to the Botus worm. And
Wait,
another one is essentially just a massive grease spell.
wait, I
Beyond
hate
that, it
it.
also deals acid damage to creatures that strike it if they do not have reach weapons. And a tad less important is it's hard to grapple, but it's huge, so I wasn't expecting that to be very pertinent anyway.
It's the pit.
I'm really getting the feeling Sideline wants to go down the pit.
No, Aaron wants to go
Oh,
down the pit. I
Aaron
have no
even.
desire to go down the pit personally. I'm talking in character.
Aaron's riding that high of I can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the only reason Ipos might actually agree with her. 'Cause, you know,
Mac.
worst case, nothing actually matters.
In my opinion, I'll share my thought process here. The pit. It is a very large spatial disturbance that is a solid thing, which might get us deeper into where we're trying to go faster. And B, I need data on what happens to when we die here. I don't want to go out and murder myself for something pointless, but if I happen to die, it's a worthwhile data collection.
You know, just because there's no physical repercussions for dying in here, doesn't mean there aren't mental and emotional ones.
I'm well aware, but the actual processes is not very well documented by the school, surprisingly. So it needs to be done. This is not me saying, by all means, please get me killed. Absolutely not. But if it was happened to happen, I'm gonna take notes.
I personally still think we should avoid the pit.
It's just because you don't like to have things damage your suit.
Silas, can you roll me an intelligence check real quick?
Sure. In, go.
Nice.
You know, Silas, nobody's ever. Well, people have mentioned that when you die in the basement, you don't die. Nobody's exactly mentioned what exactly happens to your body. You kind of strike a mental note that you might not necessarily have all your shit returned with you should you die.
Oh! Also, yes, we have sort of been glossing over this detail, but sure, we do not fully die, but what of our items? What of our clothes? What of our equipment?
Yes, I agree. That thought hasn't left my mind.
What of something like Rusty?
Bring a good point. I don't necessarily have a spare Rusty around. But even if he is completely destroyed, I do have ways of repairing him.
If you can reach him.
If I could reach him. And at that point, he'd be in a worm. You get my... Okay, well, fine. I thought I would bring up the discussion. Still haven't really heard many other people's opinions.
Hippos not mind.
No.
Hold on,
I'd
If
say- Go ahead, Tinder.
just Hippos not mind. If really worried about items, we just leave them up here. If we want to go see what down there, but also not sure their huge point.
Oh, as the dumb plan. But it's not the only big worm we know about, is it?
Can
I'm
I
just...
point out that breaking my scarf was probably some sort of desecration? I'm pretty sure my god will come down from the heavens and just kill me. No, thank you.
Well, if that happens, at that point, you're also next to the worm, and frankly, if your god's next to the worm, she's going to take, the opportunity just to kill it, because frankly, that's just what she do.
Sure, but I don't want to die. She'll make sure I'm dead.
That's actually a fair point. But, now hear me out, it's a dumb plan, but...
We're not luring Big Worm into pit to fight other
Oh!
worm.
Come on, Hippos! Think of it! You're good with insects, I'm fast, I don't think it could catch me.
Do you honestly think it hasn't wandered into the pit itself?
Well, if we go off the logic of wolf packs and use territories, for example, they wouldn't bother unless there was a reason to.
Then why would it chase you?
Because I made it really angry.
It is a mindless worm.
Hippos
There's
would
a
make it
mindless
really
in it.
angry. Hippos is making good at making things angry.
Hippos not want to be eaten.
Hippos is fun. Okay, at this point, I'm just making pointless arguments towards this idea that I actually rather find amusing, but we don't need to be doing that right now. If you guys don't want to go into the pit, that's fine. We can go to the
Why not?
jungle and get heat stroke.
The jungle seems far more pleasant.
It's not necessarily we're not necessarily looking for pleasant. We're looking for literally like the hellscape of a chosen of Lamashtu.
Hippos,
Also, it is more deal withable.
so if we rather do something not in dungeon, Hippos still need help with Fuzzy Wolf.
Shit, you right. Okay.
That's also true. That may also be a good plan to deal with.
Ren, let's go kick a sword guy's ass. Then we'll go kick the big Fey guy's ass. Is that a plan?
He's not actually that big, but yes, okay.
Just because he also needs his ass kicked, and that one actually has more practical problems, tangible problems at the moment.
Fixable problems.
Yes.
I need to
At
look.
least.
I need to look up what druid spells buff people. That would actually be useful.
I mean,
Well,
would you like suggestions?
I'm always open to suggestions. I have first and second level
Darkskin?
spells. Darkskin could be good. I know there's most of the ability boosting ones, like Cat's Grace and what have you. I don't know which ones would be useful for you though.
More strength.
More strength.
More strength's never a bad thing, is it?
Say that's not Bear's Endurance. That is
For the
Bull's
bull.
Bull Strength.
You're going with 20 strength is always a fun thing.
See, that's a second level. That's fine. Dark Skin is
Yay.
also a second level. How many second levels do I have?
So,
Ren, could you do me a favor, buddy?
uh-oh. What's the favor?
Make me a
Three, so I could do
big sword. Big sword. Some sword that you're gonna fight a big guy with.
That's the only requirement?
Yeah, just any sword you feel comfortable with. I just need to make sure this works before we go down there.
I will create a phantasmal greatsword.
Erin's will reach into her vest lapel and grab the wrench and use refine. Does your sword already have a +1 enhancement bonus to it?
It has a +2 enhancement bonus to it.
Interesting. Huh.
I can't remember. Does refine state, but you can't already use it on enhanced items?
No, I can totally use it on enhanced items, and
Yeah.
even if they are enhanced already, I can actually apply enhancement bonuses that are miscellaneous that,
It's checking because it's been a while since I've had to actually. Oh, right, you're thinking about whether or not you want to play. Okay, get you.
Yeah, I know I can only do things that I kind of know of already, and I kind of know the elementals because I made chroma steel, and it's just I'm trying to think what else I would probably know.
But yeah, unfortunately, I don't get the ability to apply miscellaneous enchantments myself until next level.
Yeah.
While you're puzzling this over, Robert kind of butts in and goes, so if you have Render, you still need Marie?
Always
I mean,
need
you're
you,
welcome.
big guy.
Yeah, you're welcome to come with, but I'm not going to keep it here.
Yes, of course.
I mean, you're always a pleasant to bring with.
I'm just thinking.
Yes.
Sure, I'll come.
All right, because you can try to have your chance at one of these sortie dudes too. We can buff you up too. I mean, we can only put so much magic into Ren before he explodes. So
I did not realise Barkskin was 10 minutes per level.
It's great.
Yeah, it's chunky.
That may make its way onto my more regular list.
As a druid, especially late levels, a lot of druids end up just filling a second level slots all with Barkskin.
Also, I will point out, considering Alana also wants to potentially fight the sword people, you might as well just do it like full party versus 3 of them.
I mean, why
Yeah.
don't we just do it 3 versus 3?
Sideline, I'm winking at you very hard. I need you to see that I'm winking very hard.
Yeah.
Fine.
All together.
It's not that I don't think
mean,
it's not that I don't think Ren and Alana can handle it. I just don't want to have it, everyone here and then be like, okay, 2 people do shit today.
I was totally gonna plan on cheating. I was.
Ow.
Don't try
You
and
really want
cheat.
another spirit curse, huh?
Uh-huh.
Hey, the last one that I had didn't hit me, so I don't know what the
That's
issue is here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks, best buddy.
I end up applying my full complement of buffs to myself.
Yep.
Thankfully, all my buffs per level or greater. So
I'm afraid if we're doing like the whole party against them, you're probably not getting much in the way of buffs from me.
I can still apply my own full complement of buffs.
Also, hey, I'm kind of the buffer here.
Yeah, do your
Speaking
job.
of, do you want
I'm
June to
throwing
grab
many
the spell
buffs.
for you?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. She can grab a potion spell, which would be good actually. Barkskin.
Yes, you can grab Barkskin.
Enjoy a taste of the sea.
As June conjures up a very salty tasting potion.
But let's see, I can get myself.
Does anyone want a breastplate? Would that be helpful to anyone?
Nope.
Ah,
Ice armor?
Yeah.
ice armor.
But hey, if you ever need like a way of like pinning me to the ground and not having to be able to move, Hippos, that's a way.
Well, it's more I don't know what armor proficiencies people have and what armor they're currently using.
I technically have proficiency in medium armor, but I prefer not to use it. So.
That is fine.
Technically, Rusty is built with algorithms to be able to adjust his movement capabilities depending on whatever situation he comes across, so he technically could wear it.
Then he has the control of whatever armor he's wearing he's proficient in.
Technically, I could wear it. I'm not sure I should, though.
No.
Arcane spells.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
If I was straight druid, then yeah, I could use it, but it would mess with my sorcerer spells.
I was trying to do the complex incantations, but his arms are blocked by just blockers of ice.
I'd also need a focus of 5 gallons of water.
Pretty easy to come across.
Yeah.
You can literally make that with create water.
Make yourself a pool.
Yeah, it's just I haven't really looked at much in the way of buffing spells before, and it's like, oh, there's all these different things. Ooh.
Right, clearly what we need is to make Tinder next time play a buffing character as this one.
Right, I've considered it a few times, but I tend to just lean towards hit them harder too much.
Yeah, Tinder likes himself some punch.
Different character from what you've played before would be an archer style character or something, but
I've also considered that several times.
You've not really done ranged characters.
No, I
Tinder.
haven't.
That ice armor is totally Ipos' magical girl transformation because a big cloud of water comes above his head, and it rains down, and he forms armor around himself and into a girl.
God.
The problem is Ipos then just falls over from having too much ice on him.
Yes.
Okay. When people are looking at buff sideline, do you want to do the travel?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you do have to get there.
Would you still like a bark skin, either of you two? I think Alana got one from Silas, but would Ren still like one?
I'm with 4, correct?
I would potentially take it because it's an extra +2 AC, which is always great.
Yeah, because I'm thinking one of my second level spells I keep prepared was I forget the name. It's something trident, whatever. It's just in case I needed to get into melee. And it's like that's not going to happen. I can switch that out to barkskin. What's the worst that could happen?
But I take a bark skin or a ball strength, either or.
Well, it's unlikely burst of radiance would work on these guys as well. I mean, they're kind of spirits, but they're weird and they're definitely not evil. I could totally switch that to our ball strength.
My biggest concern is just basically making sure I make sure I've got enough damage against them. So
yeah, so you can consider yourself having a ball strength and bark skin.
this will be fun.
I need to remember I still have all my sorcerer spells for damage. I don't need to necessarily rely on my druid spells for damage.
You can afford to have a buffer too.
No, maybe.
Plus, can have a buffer too as a treat.
You've been a good kobold. Have a buff.
Oh, also J-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I have a portion of crab gumbo here.
You're a munch.
It gives a point
Gumbo.
of armor to AC. Quickly.
Fair enough. Okay. On your second hour of travel, an event procs.
Oh.
Can everyone roll me a perception check?
Oh, but
Why?
Familiar, where are you?
Alright, June. Come here. We're doubling up on this.
Ippos sees nothing.
25 if it's a hidden trap.
It's not. It's technically not a hidden trap. A roll for Ash. Damn Ash.
Deceive.
22. Okay, thankfully only one of you needed to succeed, and a fair few of you did. As you're traveling, it's sort of strange. Ren, Aaron, Ash, and not Silas, unfortunately, you all just start to notice wherever there's objects like floating in the air, all heading towards the south. But then you realize, oh wait, those are gelatinous cubes, and you suddenly find yourself just surrounded by like a veritable herd of gelatinous cubes just heading down to the exit for some reason.
Oh my god.
That's not weird at all.
Do you guys know how much that's
They
worth?
do move in herds.
Damn it,
Thankfully, if you don't bother them, they're not gonna bother you, so you're free to climb up a mushroom if you want.
Yes, let's just avoid them. And it is just jelly. It's
not
of
just
some kind.
jelly, Silas.
acid, I guess. It's acid jelly.
It's not just acid jelly, Silas. It's actually various compounds and gelatinous systems that actually intertwine with each other. These things are extremely impressive.
Also, hundreds of them.
Yes, I concur, but I mean, they're quite valuable. They have a lot of stuff in them.
There are also hundreds of them.
I'm
There are
not.
7 of us.
Look, I'm just trying to talk out my
9?
frustrations that I can't actually harvest any of these.
Feel free to continue.
I will.
I will
But
keep
there's so
giving you
many.
reasonable things.
Is there any like a little slightly injured, slightly lame one off to the side that we could sneak out of the herd?
No, unfortunately not. We're all big and chunky. Also, I have unfortunate news for you, Tinder. Should you have to ever fight a gelatinous cube, apparently for some reason they're immune to electricity.
Oh yeah, Ippos, they're grounded permanently because ooze and ground.
Yes,
They're pretty.
but the good thing is none of my normal sorcerer spells are actually electrical. I just choose to turn them into that.
That's convenient.
I'd lose a slight amount of damage because I get bonuses to electrical damage, but I could still hit them.
It's true. It just
Well,
kind of.
since we're stuck in a mushroom for a bit, so Ren, you cook?
Sorry, what was that?
Can you cook?
Not really.
How strong are you?
Fairly strong, I would say.
Like, knock over that mushroom?
On a scale of 1 to 20, how strong are you?
Wait, what mushroom is this?
Big mushroom tree over there, like the one we just climbed.
Do I think I could knock it down?
I mean,
Is it?
it's probably like tree sized, but you'd imagine that like fungi flesh is a bit less like
It's spongy.
strong from wood. Yeah. Potentially you could knock it down with a proper weapon, probably. Probably more accurate to say you could chop it.
You really want it down?
No, I don't want it down. I'm just trying to get a sort of like. what your personal sort of
Defigure what you are.
yeah.
If I summon a good weapon for it, I can cut it down.
All right. Because you kind of like stumbled into our group accidentally.
I mean, I didn't think I'd be doing this gestures to everything.
Well, yeah. Well, we kind of lost our resident meathead. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Bless you.
Yes, mushrooms. It's just
Erin allergic to mushrooms.
you would think, but I'm wearing this big old fucking hood and a mask underneath the big hood. So
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Roll me a fortitude save.
God damn it! Why do you do this to me?
It's been a new
Everyone
day.
traveling in a spore-laden cavern.
I assume my familiar is a construct is immune.
Wow, Ipos,
Yes,
why couldn't
we're
you have gotten
not
that
subject to
earlier?
disease.
But then he did this last time with the mushrooms. He
Nope.
fails all other fortitude saves. But with these mushrooms, it's like, fucking yeah, shoot me up, bro.
woo!
You're. Mm.
June can technically be affected.
Yeah, her fort save is kind of trash.
Because she doesn't have any gone.
Oh, she doesn't. She
Oh,
is
I think
very, very
actually- Give me a second, she might be fine.
squish.
Where did I... Here? Where did I write down DC purpose? Oh, here it is, yeah, June's actually fine.
Yay, June.
Unfortunately for
Congratulations.
Ren, one failure for Ren, but no effect currently. And everyone else is okay.
You're just, unfortunately, you kind of got some shoes to fill, Ran. I mean, I don't want to lump a bunch of responsibilities on you, but
Rather not be your meathead.
well, every party has one.
Does not look impressed.
Well, the next place is going to be Alana, and look at her. She's not. She couldn't knock down a
Meaty.
tree. No offense, Alana. You got a lot of other qualities to you.
And for the next showdown, it's Alana versus a tree. But I guess, yeah, if you need raw strength, I've only got some.
Okay. So I'll just have to learn how to cook or something, because
I'm better at working metal than I am at food.
yeah, I am too.
Just to point
Okay.
out, Ash has cooking trained and has
Oh
been doing it.
yeah, we're good. Okay, never
Actually,
mind. I forgot about that. Never mind. You don't have to fill the cooking quota.
Just the meathead quota.
Yeah. I mean,
Apparently
they are.
every party has to have one dumb person.
I mean, meathead doesn't necessarily mean dumb. Meathead means, the expeditionary punching bag.
Or the expeditionary puncher of bags.
That true. That too.
But after a while, the gelatinous cubes, slow as they are, move on, and you're free to travel once again.
That one had a sword in it.
Oh,
Not actually.
Hey, don't feel bad about being the meathead. It is like an honorable role. Every, famous adventuring group has one. It's not a demeaning title.
It sounds pretty demeaning.
I mean, I could not fill that role
The
by
better-
any margin.
the
That doesn't
more
mean it's a
respectful
good role.
title is the muscle.
Not every meathead has muscle.
That's kind of the role they fill, though. They beat things up, they are beaten up in turn, and they come out on the top because of it.
All right, fine. I'll reevaluate my vernacular.
Aaron slowly digs hole. 12-hour stream.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think we're good now. Rusty, you good down there? Oh, he's a bit soggy, but all right.
I suppose that is true. Not really. Rusty doesn't have to fear about being paralyzed.
Yeah, no, he's just sort of chilling down there. He's not organic, so they just sort of went past him.
And
Okay.
actually, yeah, he is completely immune to them because their acid can't hurt metal.
Yeah, he just chilled.
It's like going to a fucking
Gawking at the car wash, yeah.
yeah, car wash.
Yeah, if anything, it's
Normie.
actually good for him.
Normally forgetting the word car wash.
Except all those weird organic things that get stuck on him every now and then.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all the fingers that get trapped in him.
Stop poking Rusty, you'll lose one.
It's like an elevator, but worse. Or escalator, whatever.
He liked the bread.
And one final D100, please.
I'm sorry, like, seem mesmerized by the fact my cat just walked onto my desk and stole the bread and walked off with it and started eating it.
Cats go fucking wild for like bread because I think it's because of the
Before I
yeast
go.
in it. I don't know. Cats wilding. Okay. Thankfully, nothing occurs in your last hour of travel as you arrive at the gigantic swords.
And here are the swords.
How big are gigantic? Ah,
Pretty big.
Really
Isn't that
darn
we
big.
term with Robert and Dragon, Ren and Ilana?
All right. To sum it up for you, Bren, there's a gal with a slender, thin blade. There's a dude with a sword and a disc, otherwise known as a shield, and a guy with a really big sword, bigger than me.
Think what was the really big sword dude, the one up top?
Nah, it's the
really-
sword shield.
That's right. So yeah, the sword and shield dude also kills mages.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wrote notes.
Yes.
sweats nervously.
There's a bit
Yes,
easier to see now.
They seem to cover the sort of general archetypes of the martial fighter.
The various forms of the meathead.
This session was brought to you by Meathead.
Just really not letting this go.
No.
Oh,
no.
Ren, you're wielding a sword currently, yes?
Not yet.
Okay, never mind then.
I will be very shortly, though.
As I should note for a bit of you who have not been here, unless you wield a sword, you can't currently see them.
Yeah.
So Aaron's kind of just describing this, and you don't
Well,
see
Aaron's
anybody here.
also not wielding a sword as far as I'm aware.
But you can see the giant swords, you just can't see the people.
I'm gesturing to the swords and where the people would generally be.
First things first, I'm going to summon some phantasmal armor for myself.
Fair.
Have your
Fine.
buffs.
And I'll also enchant that.
I'm going to take the better part of discretion and stand behind.
I'll also summon my floating disc.
Yes, if you don't mind, I'm also going to be in the back.
Just back up a little. Yeah, Hugh will join you a lot in standing all the way over here. This isn't
Robert.
his fight. Actually, yeah, Robert can be here since he can be your third swords person.
Yay.
Cool.
So there we go. Now it's at least even.
One moves
Even
first.
number of swords on each side.
At least.
I was getting.
But basically,
And
sorry,
now Bark Skin and Dual Strength did I go here?
Yes.
And then I shall summon a great sword.
right. As you suddenly have a sword in your hand, even though it's not quite a conventional sword, you suddenly see the three figures in front of you. A lady duelist, a knight with a sword and shield, and a slightly larger knight with a great sword covered in chains. They all stare at you as suddenly there is a swordsperson in their midst.
For a moment. I'm just giving them a quick evaluation. They look pretty strong. So,
Yep. They all look. They have that sort of casual ease that comes with someone who knows that they can handle themselves in danger.
they're going to enhance myself with Blade Shooter Spirit.
Ah,
Now we
yes.
have
We watch
four
you
blades.
buff. You feel
Oh, we
you
have
feel
four
a
warrior
slight
spirits.
you feel a slight like as they just watch you buff right in front of them.
Ren?
Back.
Here. Erin says she makes a few adjustments. You can see a few, especially with you in your psychic sensitivity, you can see a few calculations sort of come off of her eyeglasses, and you can see your sword suddenly burst into lightning. It's shocking.
Let me add
Some tish.
Great Sword plus 2 Shocking Great Sword to my arsenal. Plus 2 Shocking Great Sword. 19 to 20 crit. Great Swords are 2d6.
Yep.
Pretty good.
2d6 slashing, two-handed.
Oh, wait, great swords are 19 to 20 crit?
Yep.
They're a sword. Most swords are.
Never mind, I want to see this. You gave
Go
Rusty
19.
Keen, I'm going to hit it with Keen.
Plus 2 Keen Great Sword.
Oh lord. We about to see a lot
See.
of crits.
Yep.
I take no penalties currently for power attacking, so I'll take that. Right, this will be fun.
Hey, Lana,
Hmm?
I got you. I'm going to hit that one also with Keen.
Oh, okay.
Are we
That-
doing 2 one-on-ones then, or?
Yep, 2 1-1s.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure my script already has a keen on it.
Oh, does it?
I'll do something else.
You have the Widdershin glass, which increases your crit range, which does not stack with Keen.
Oh,
I also, crafted her weapon.
right.
So something else instead.
Uh,
Astra will float up slightly out of harm's reach.
That's fair.
you get
Okay,
shocking
yeah.
then. Enjoy shocking.
Okay.
It's worth stating that, position yourself as you wish to be.
Alana, please.
Taran, I have a question. Do you want Ash to actually partake in this fight, or do you just want them to sit on the sidelines?
Well, I am the primary healer of the group, so I kind of feel bad if Ash isn't doing their duty.
And they can partake, but it's just more like,
Writing here.
try to think about how if one of us were to stream through Discord, would you be able to see the screen, or is that not possible?
I
if you're on your phone?
mean, yeah, if you're streaming it, I can kind of see and kind of do things, but it's unconventional, takes a little while, and I wouldn't necessarily be able to see my character sheet. I'd have to play off of memory of what I have.
Far from all. Also, I like how both me and Anna kind of look at the magic killer and it's like, yeah, that's no.
I'm thinking, yeah, no thanks.
Both main guy, it makes sense. Okay. But yeah, with Astra out of the way, I think Ren will, with one foot already on his hoverboard, point at the big knight with his sword.
Him?
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of put it into into a readied stance. Is Robert going to be fighting as well?
Sure. Free swords. You have free swords people in the actual fight, plus whoever else wants to end up joining. I should probably check if he has any buffs. No. Let's see. This is Alana getting any buffs?
I don't really have infusions, so no.
Well, she got dark skin off Silas, I believe.
Yes, because Alana's AC needed even more buffs.
Yeah.
I've got nothing for you. Like, most of my buffs are all personal.
And I've spent mine on Ren already. I cannot remember Ren's name, holy shit.
It's only on the screen.
I know, but it always takes me a second to actually read it and stuff.
Make sure to do it in a bigger font next time.
Can I make it bigger? I don't think I can. Only if I could, though. Who's this character? Ah, yes, their name covers the entire screen. Okay, then. With a challenge set out, Ren challenging the large big man. Time for initiative, which that is not the correct button. Remove. If you're wishing to partake in this fight, add yourself to initiative. Torin, what I'm thinking is add Ashlyn. I'm trying to think. Because mostly Ash just wants to be here for healer duty, right?
Yeah, and I can drop the ward hex on someone as well. If they, well, none of us will have probably had it, actually.
Say
Yeah,
Alana.
I could definitely drop the ward hex on Alana or Ren if, you want. That is certainly a thing.
Robert would also appreciate because he does not have the best armor score.
Well, it's a one at a time kind of deal, as I recall.
How much AC?
Yeah.
Alana, how much AC are you going to have?
I have 31 right now.
I'll have 26.
Robert is currently at 16.
Good luck.
Robert might need it.
Robert, you have health. You're fine.
I mean, he does, in fact, have health. You're not wrong.
Does he have more health than us?
Yes. Right here,
He's a
let me
very
just let me.
Saying he has health is
Wow.
not a good statement.
Wow,
Cool.
both of you.
I think you can
So,
see his health bar now, right?
I'm guessing we're just all taking part,
Not the
seeing as
number.
Silas and everyone is rolling.
I mean, yeah, you're free to.
I imagine the reason Silas isn't acting very fast is Silas just wants to evaluate people.
Damn it.
And he wants to use his ability to duplicate someone's attack, so he has to go last to do that.
It's not true.
Fair.
I
I
just
mean,
need to
but it's not bad
have an
anyway.
action after them.
The free spirit shall join the fight. Damn it, you're supposed to be the one who goes fast.
Oh, Evan, you're going before me just because of your modifier.
Yeah.
Makes me sad.
I see that 2 people have 19.3. Tinder, what's Hippos' dex?
A second. 3. It's 16, so 3 modifier.
Okay, you match on that. Well, I think it's just down to 50-50 at this point. If you
It's roll of all the players negotiate to decide.
The spirit wants to go first.
Hippos wants to go first.
Hmm.
Roll a
Negotiations
d4.
Negotiations have failed. Roll off.
What are we rolling?
Just roll the initiative again, I guess.
Boring.
You both roll d6.
I suppose he can go first.
I mean, if that was a d6, you got a 7, it'd be very impressive.
Am I blind?
Yes.
Oh, whoops, did it reroll for one of the other ones? Yes.
Good. The official rules say when there's a tie, players should negotiate if they can decide who should go first, and if they can't, then find an alternate solution.
And the enemies always kind of want, well, depend on the enemies, but preferably want to go first.
Like
Hence, negotiate
part of it.
often to avoid roll off. So,
Isn't it also generally like players go first in the event of tying with the enemy?
nope, there is no rule for that.
Hmm.
I
In
often did
in
that. I
Pathfinder,
often did- I
in
often did that.
Pathfinder 2, enemies always go first.
Oh, that's fun.
Also, because it's Fang, have music.
Zach.
Hollow Knight, good music. Anyway,
Mhm.
combat begins. Alana, the figure in front of you, sort of cockily swishes their rapier, or actually it's a dueling sword, in front of him, ready for you to bring it on.
And once I have a rapier, I go kill my dad. I mean, what?
This is for all the years of anger.
Unsurprisingly, Alana's just gonna move, probably 5 step over and just take a swing at him for now.
He
Just
draws a
in
mug.
case he actually can hit him.
Suddenly he draws his secondary weapon, a mug.
That will indeed hit. Also, no, they're not gems.
Alana's not
As
to
you-
do right now, minimally. She has other things she wants to do later.
As you slash across them, they take the damage, not seeming to mind too much. Aaron,
Let's just see how this goes. Aaron's
You're
gonna
delaying?
move here.
Yeah.
Well, Rusty's gonna move there. Aaron, having cast targeted bomb at a mixture previously. Targeted bomb at a mixture just increases my intelligence. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you get double intelligence to bomb damage, I think.
But it doesn't do splash anymore.
Okay.
Who's that against?
That's against the guy with the two-handed sword.
Okay then. Yeah, his touch AC is nowhere near near that.
And then Rusty's gonna. And he's also entangled.
Strangely enough, the damage doesn't seem to do as much as you'd like it to,
That's unfortunate.
but he is entangled.
Well, it never does as much as you'd like it to.
That's true.
He's also anchored. So
Does he get to make a save against that, or
people who would have been in the splash got to make a check against it. But
okay,
he can make a check against it on his turn to get himself.
interesting. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Hippos.
Hippos! Hippos is going to sidle away from the one that's now like netted and stuff. Or whatever it was. Hey best bud. And Hippos is going to try and fry the one next to Alana.
Okay.
Where have my attacks gone? There we go. Actually, he's not going to directly fry her. He's going to use his last second level spell to summon the aggressive thundercloud on her.
Okay then.
That's something he can use alongside his other stuff on future rounds.
Feel free to drag out Cumulus Bob.
Oh yeah. Forgot I have access to that. There is Cumulus Bob.
Right hit to the top.
There he is. Under other stuff. Oomph. Which I believe requires a reflex save. Ugh, that damage. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, at least she takes it.
Damage. Unfortunately, not very impressive, but it does deal damage.
Yep. It is in fact damage.
Anything else?
Nope. Still don't have any swift actions that I remember.
Fair. Sword Spirit, the medium Sword Spirit. Ah, finally one of them actually gets to act. Let's see. I actually have to remember how the fuck you work. What's your movement? I believe you do have 3. Yes. Da, da, da. He spends a point of stamina to move there. Which I need to actually keep track of because these guys have stamina abilities. And he lashes out with his shield, striking at Robert.
Bonk.
Bonk. Let's see. Which will miss. Thankfully. Strangely, the Sword Spirit seems to almost put his entire weight behind it. As if he is trying to push Robert back. Ren.
I'll
let's
cut
get
in. I was wrong. You get a dex save versus the entangle. He succeeds. Torin, I should alarm you that you are not muted.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Ren.
right in front of me.
E.
I'm going to lean back on my board for a moment and summon my magic. I'm going to spell combat. Might as well make the start of the fight dramatic. And my spell is going to be Bladed Dash.
Good
Okay.
choice. Good choice.
As I'm going to do this. Swift action. I trigger Turn.
Okay.
And here comes Great Sword Swing number 1.
Before this is instantly a crit.
Almost.
Oh, crit.
Oh no, that's
Holy
a
shit,
14. Jeez. The power of buffs, yo.
That hurts. That hurts a lot. How much damage reduction did you have? What
I bet I know.
number is?
I bet they've got resistance to non-sword damage.
You have not identified them yet, so you're not sure.
I mean,
I
let's
will
see.
identify
Ren-
them on my turn.
Ren just hit
Fair.
them with a sword, so...
Yeah.
Did I
Sorry? Was
feel
that?
DR?
You do feel DR, so presumably if they have DR, it's not sword based.
Well, they're getting a second sword swing.
Okay. That will miss.
Oof.
Fine. Well, technically it should have actually an extra... No, the attack bonus is correct. Okay, that's fine.
You're including Bless.
And 1
And
bless.
if... Okay. Unfortunately, still a miss.
Everyone should have Bless.
I added Bless to my character card.
I forgot, bless.
Where cells
And I
exist,
did
bliss
all
follows.
possible actions.
Okay. Robert. Time to do a big swing. Ah. Fortunately, that's a miss. Heavy boy. Hello, Ren.
Hello.
Does he want to do this right now? He's all within 10 feet. No. Just Ren even. The heavy sword spirit strikes out with its sword. Give me a second, I need to check. Ah yes, that's what that did. Enable that. Let's be spicy. Oh. He brings the spice.
Does that sword count as magic?
Yes. Duality of man there.
Well, they don't crit. But that does hit.
Yes. In addition, he'll spend a swift action to attempt a trip attempt versus you. Actually,
Why?
can this function considering you're on the fucking flying board?
Mhm.
Good question.
I mean, technically I can fall prone on the board. That's something I can do.
Yeah.
I can fall prone while on top of the board. So
In which case, let's see how he does. Ignore the damage on this. Oh good, it doesn't include the damage.
I guess I'm now sitting on the board.
He just stares at you, takes one hand off of his sword and points down. That's thankfully his entire turn.